Bro, even I'll tell you this. Even when I was competing in Call of Duty, like when people would bail me out, the few people that would bail me out, he's OBJ, he's OBJ. What is it? His job's really hard and shit. Bro, you kids that are on the COD competitive subreddit are brainwashed thinking like flex, main AR, SMG. These motherfuckers, these pro players are lights out.
100 Thieves announced the roster change yesterday. Adding.
Well, it's happening right now, and TJ just tweeted out that he was benched. So, first of all,
we cutting that part, or
well, you don't have to cut it.
Why? Well, that's what you were about to start talking
No, but
about.
he was talking about TJ, and you know, like we never.
Nick's mic can't pick this up, right? Because the announcement's in like 15 minutes.
No.
All right, let me just say.
I mean, you keep it quiet though, like
yeah,
because Nick's gonna probably like heard that. Nick's like this.
Listen, I just want people to understand, and Hector, you know this probably better than I do. Roster changes suck.
The worst part of the job.
There's no. I take no joy in swapping out a player, especially people like Slasher and TJ. Like Slasher won us 2 major championships, runners up at COD champs. I really like Slasher as a person. He's great off camera. I know a lot of players have issues with him because he's hard on them. And that's tough in itself. And TJ, I have a great relationship with TJ. I have no problems with TJ. But when an opportunity for a player like Hook comes up and you're right at the precipice of being a contender, you're right in the cusp of being one of the top 2, top 3 teams, and a player like Hook, who in my opinion is like a generational talent, who knows how he's going to play in the next 6 months. I can't predict that, but you have to
have a conversation at the very least.
You have to have the conversation, and it just so happened that the opportunity was able to fall into our laps. So
yeah,
that's how it be.
I feel bad for TJ. You know, I really I trust Muddog and JCap. They both spend time. JCap's one of the best players ever, in my opinion. So for me, it's like when they say this is the right decision, I agree with them too.
You hire people who you trust to do a job, and if you are constantly questioning their decisions or that, like, you're not doing yourself a favor, you're not doing them a favor. And look, when they dropped Slasher, I was even like, well, how's that gonna fucking work? Like, the balls to drop a player like that. But immediately you saw the increase in performance. So
I mean, everyone's following suit though. Like that's how this year has been. There's been so many veteran players that are being benched and cut for amateurs, and some of the times it works, some of the times it doesn't. But I mean, in this case, it's not like you're getting an amateur, you're getting Hook,
Yeah. No, I like the move.
I consider Kyler probably top 3, top 4 sub of all time.
Yeah.
With myself, John. I mean, Simp and Abizi will eventually be there, but Kyler's he's up there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I agree. At the very least, that conversation needed to happen. The second that he went on the market, everybody's like, shit, because everybody that's a sub player looked at their last performances. They were like,
oh, for sure. That has to be crazy too. I never thought about it from that side.
Yeah.
From being a sub player and being like, I wonder if I'm safe.
Yeah. That's gotta be tough. You're good, buddy.
Yeah. People are calling for me. I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
They don't know the way the world works if they were calling for you.
We're going back to land soon, man.
Yeah, man. Landimal.
Can't wait.
Wanted to congratulate you on Jack and Valkyrie Race ownership in 100 Thieves. That's super dope of you guys.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it too. I'm more curious though how you think we're going to play with Hook.
I think you guys will be great. I mean, we were talking about it last night. I mean, they've already showed vast improvements. I mean, they just beat us. We felt like we had an off series, but I mean, you still beat us. And it wasn't like, some of the maps were close, but 3-1ing, I mean, it's not like it went last map. So you guys, pretty solid performance. And I think Draza played great last year. He was always great, so a lot of people wanted him to have an opportunity this year. But with only 48 spots, it was tough for that to happen. So, I mean, you guys picked up Draza, Venom. They've been playing good. Kenny has been
lights out,
incredible as the main AR, which is crazy to think. I think I'd be a good main AR too.
I do too.
100% you would.
I'd be so gross. I pick up a Craig, I always get like 3 kills.
Bro, even I'll tell you this. Even when I was competing in Call of Duty, like when people would bail me out, the few people that would bail me out, he's OBJ, he's OBJ. What is it? His job's really hard and shit. Bro, you kids that are on the COD competitive subreddit are brainwashed thinking like flex, main AR, SMG. These motherfuckers, these pro players are lights out. Of course you'd be an incredible AR. What are people talking about? I mean, yeah, some players might be a little bit better, being more aggressive, and some players are a little bit slower. But at the end of the day, they can use it all. And
yeah,
I to this day, this is my last thing I'll say. I'm sorry. I know it's your guys' podcast, but the problem that I have with even professional play to this day is that they think that there needs to be a formula of 2 subs, 2 ARs. There are so many situations, like in-game, in certain moments where, okay, I need to break this hill, and the best way for me to break this is pull out an AR real quick, win this gunfight, push up, let's go.
Well, the game has kind of evolved. It was like that on certain maps at the beginning of the year. Like Moscow, for instance, there were certain hills where we'd pull out 3 ARs. We don't really do that anymore because now we just understand the game better and how to hold the hills. But, I mean, on this game, it kind of is 2-2. Like,
yeah, I just never really.
It's just
agreed
how
with
the
that.
game. It's just how it plays out. You know, you need.
It's just like for me when we were in Advanced Warfare, we were teaming. Like Crim was hardcore. Like no, 2 SNAM ones, 2 BALs, and at the end of the game, it was like 4 BALs.
Well, you see more.
I'm like, motherfucker, I'm gonna get this kill cross map with a BAL, not an ASM one. What are you fucking dying out here?
You see more diverse like gun setups in search though. Like Miami, for instance, like you'll see teams run 4 Krigs on some rounds. So it's like respawn is just respawn. It's how it plays.
I would love to see you with an AR in your hands.
I think I'd be. I think
seen
I'd
it.
be
Did you drop
disgusted.
12 on an S&D game with a Craig?
I mean, maybe. I don't really remember, but
I don't really remember all of my great games that I have.
Every time I pick up a
now.
Craig, I fry with that thing.
Yeah.
Insta kills.
That gun's insane.
That gun is insane.
Especially, it looks crazy on.
And now the
what is
sub
it,
is
60
so
hertz?
much slower, so it's like the sub got a super nerf, and now it's like the Craig is just nuts. But yeah, they've been playing great. I don't think it's going to hurt the team at all. I think it's going to only make you guys better.
Yeah,
So-
I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys. That's a good pickup. Obviously, TJ's talent is, obviously you can't say bad things about it. He's always played out, lights out. Wasn't from the beginning, right? Fios wasn't his name or some shit.
Fios, yeah.
Yeah, like he's been around for a long time, but Hook is Hook. And if he comes on the market, you at the very least have to have a moment of reflection and consideration because you can't just pack up,
I mean, this year's just been hard, and it's been affecting certain people differently. Like some people are just better online, or they're mentally better at getting into matches online. Some people aren't, and I feel like that's what's hurting a lot of like the veteran players. Is it's sometimes hard to fully be into every match because we're playing from and this is it's not like it's been for a few months. This has been now going on for. I mean, basically 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just been getting harder and harder and harder for people to like accept that this is how it is. I mean, hopefully we go back to, how it was with lands and stuff, but it's just hard.
We will, but then when that happens, do you think that the same sort of the what's happening today is going to have a reaction in future?
I mean, it's the same. It'll happen just both ways. Some people will get worse on land, and some people will obviously get better on land. So it's like,
I'm more curious to see what happens when we go back to LAN and some of the people that are obviously performing incredible online that haven't played ever on LAN, whether or not they're able to stay at the top. Or
I think some will perform and some won't. Obviously, I mean, just like in anything, but some people definitely will get worse, and I know that for a fact. Just depends who. What? What?
I don't know.
I'm not coming at y'all. I'm just saying.
No, I that's not what I was assuming. I know people have always talked about like the online versus LAN, and yeah, I definitely have seen players shook on LAN, but for the most part, I feel like everybody.
But it's
should get
not.
better
It's
on
not.
LAN.
It's
I
not-
always got better on LAN.
It's not being shook. It's okay. It's just a whole different mentality. Like, I mean, imagine,
like what?
Imagine playing every match from your bedroom, and that's where you scrim from every day. And it's like, okay, now I'm in a match. How does my brain differentiate that now I'm in a match?
Yeah, but
How do I get to that level of intensity when LAN, you fly somewhere, I'm not going to London and losing. Like, I'm fucking going there and winning.
yeah.
I respect that. Yeah,
It's like I'm not flying 3 hours and spending 5 days away from home to go lose. But at home, it's like you can get caught in that cycle of just
Kind
every
of feels
day.
like a scrim.
Yeah, every day is the same.